Dr. McDaniel. I'm the principal here at New Highland Elementary School, and I am here with Miss Carrie Blair, our cafeteria manager, and our gardener extraordinaire. extraordinaire. So I just wanted to present Miss Carrie Blair and all the hard work that she has done over the past year concerning our school garden and our farm to school grant that she received this past year. So Miss Blair, tell us a little bit about the initiative of the farm to school for us.
So it really started about last December, November, December of 2024. I just got it in my head that we needed to teach the students where their food is coming from, how hard it is to grow, and maybe make it easier for them to want to try new things because they personally grew that in the ground and watched it grow and watched it be ready for harvest and be able to pick it from the garden and then bring it into our kitchen and feed the students the hard work that they've grown in the garden, basically.
And one of the things that we did that's new this year at New Highland is we have incorporated a gardening schedule. So every class has the opportunity to visit the garden each week so that every child in our school has the opportunity to grow, to weed the garden, to see it from seed to harvest. And it's also a part of how we have incorporated social emotional learning, because we know that gardening really helps us to stabilize our emotions, and it's a way to I guess let out, and it's more therapeutic to us.
Yes.
So being able to allow the kids to have that outlet as well. You can walk out to the garden at any time and see the kids working on weeding. They are mowing the grass. They are upkeeping every part and aspect of the garden, from watering to ensuring that the harvest is going to be plentiful.
The students are getting dirty, they're sweating, they're laughing, they're jumping at the chance to grow something or to do something in the garden. I have students that go out there, whole classes that read to the plants to help the plants grow, and then I have classes that will come out and they'll water and just weed and pick trash up and basically just have a regular class out there also. Our librarians brought whole classes out there so she can teach a lesson, and I have several teachers that have done that. It's a good thing. I love it.
I heard you mention 12 years ago there was already a
greenhouse. 12 years ago there was a greenhouse in this area, and it got torn down. It was an old greenhouse, and it was just being used for storage. And so 12 years ago when I started, it was basically torn down, and then this area has just been an empty grassy area. Nothing was in this area. So now it's full of raised bed garden beds, and there's a sunscreen out there, classroom with a board for the teachers if they need it. There's picnic tables out there. It's just a lot.
It's a unique learning space that allows our kids to interact with the outdoor environment during their school day.
Thank you.
Going back to the old school chalkboard.
Well, no, it's a dry erase board. It's a dry erase board. So, but it's weatherproof. It's weatherproof for them. So.
Yeah, it's not as fun.
So we do have the opportunity today to share our experiences with our Lieutenant Governor, Ms. Jacqueline Coleman, as well as our Commissioner of Education and Commissioner of Agriculture. Yes. They are visiting our school today to see how we have utilized our Farm to School grant and to see how we have been implementing our Agricultural Week.
And speaking of the grant, how could the folks of the community help out with this program?
We want to expand our program to include hydroponics and to take that into our STEAM classrooms. So we have applied for a grant through Dow Corning. So we really have our fingers crossed that we will receive that grant. However, if the community would like to help, we could always have guest readers in our garden if they would like to help support our outdoor learning, as well as if they want to make donations for items such as mulch. We've had a generous donation from
Home Depot
as well. So donations from the community are going to be extremely helpful to sustain our program.
Lincoln Trail Health Department also donated multiple items to our garden. They're the ones that really helped start the garden to begin with before I even received the grant from Farm to School.
And And I guess the most important question of all is, what are some of the items that y'all have planted and harvested so far?
So far, we've had multiple flavors of lettuce. We have tomatoes, we have potatoes, radishes, carrots, herbs. We've actually started harvesting a little bit of the herbs, and the herbs we're actually gonna, our garden club is going to prepare them, and then we're gonna send them to each school in the district for their cafeteria to use for the holiday meals.
I'm Jonathan Shell, the Kentucky Commissioner of Agriculture.
And in layman's terms, what does that mean?
Yeah, so as Commissioner of Agriculture, I work with all of our farmers in the state of Kentucky to help market their products, to keep consumers safe, and to really move forward rural prosperity and profitability on the farms in the state of Kentucky, the conduit between our farmers, our local, state, and federal government. Yeah, so what we do with our elementary schools across the state of Kentucky is we come in and we try to help provide resources and materials for our teachers across the state of Kentucky. We have a website, kyagr.com, where we have an education cache that we also have an All In for Ag Week website and splash page that's there to where the teachers all across the state, whether you're public school, private school, homeschool, can get that information and to teach the next generation about where their food comes from, how we operate on the farm, and what we do in agriculture that really fuels, feeds, and clothes the world. Well, I would call this a garden bed that they're working on, which is really amazing. Anytime that we can involve kids in the process of growing their own food, it helps educate them on a multitude of different things, whether it's disease management inside of that garden, whether it's working on making sure that we get the yields that we want, how we take care of the soil, the fertilizers that we use and implement inside of that, and then also the consumption side of what it does to their bodies, how it makes them feel, and really feeding more beyond just their mind, but feeding their soul as well. Yeah, what we're excited about for All In for Ag Week that we're participating all across the state of Kentucky is an initiative that myself, Lieutenant Governor, and the Education Commissioner put together so that we could go out into the state and educate specifically around our elementary school students who maybe they're so far removed generationally from the farm that they don't know where their food comes from, they can't identify some basic farm animals. We have noticed that in some areas. And so what we're trying to do is to educate these kids on where their food comes from, these superheroes every day that are out here growing their food to feed a population of 8 billion people, with less than 1.2% of the American population being on the farm and farming itself. And so All In for Ag Week, it's a culmination of a lot of hard work between people at my Department of Agriculture, the people at the Kentucky Department of Education, to really bring something special to Kentucky for our elementary school kids, to get farmers in the classroom, to get kids on the farm, and to really educate them about where their food comes from the next generation. The secret mission that I have in this is we don't know the problems we're going to face over the next 50 years in agriculture. And so getting these kids excited about agriculture, looking at the opportunities that they have currently, looking at the problems that we face critically to be problem solvers today, will create those problem solvers for the future. If you'd have told me that some of these kids would understand how to use artificial intelligence and robotics and sensors right now in these elementary schools, when I was in elementary school, I would have said you're crazy. And so what these kids are going to be facing with over the next 20, 30, 50 years, we're going to have them thinking critically as problem solvers to fix the issues that we don't even know we're going to face yet. Yeah, cook with at home, not my specialty, but the thing that I love growing the most, since I am a farmer myself, is I love growing pumpkins. That's my favorite crop that I've ever grown. We do pumpkins for decorative purposes, for people to put out in front of their porches, for you to be able to go buy at the garden centers or Save-A-Lots or Walmarts. And so I love growing pumpkins, and the uglier the better. The scratched up, warty, those kind of pumpkins, those stackers, those pretty ones, those are my favorite pumpkins to grow.
My name is Laurie White. I am the network coordinator for the Kentucky Farm to School Network, which is under the umbrella of Community Farm Alliance. Well, Community Farm Alliance has been around for 40 years now. It's a statewide nonprofit that serves small and mid-scale family farms. The Farm to School Network is a project that Community Farm Alliance took over a couple years ago from the Kentucky Horticulture Council, but it's basically organizing teachers, cafeteria folks, farmers, and all sorts of community partners to support all kinds of farm to school activities all across Kentucky. Yeah, so part of Farm to School is students getting to have hands-on experiences with growing things. And we had a grant program for school gardens that the cafeteria manager here applied for, and so we have funded the garden beds and the project that's going on here at the school. So they're one of my grantees. I love hearing the stories from the school gardens of the discoveries that children make. There's just something magical about burying a seed in the soil, and then watching that little green sprout come up. It's like magic every time. And so getting to see kids experience that, and then all the way through the cycle of harvesting things and eating what they've grown. My absolute favorite vegetable is sweet red peppers. And this is like their time of year. September is the best time for peppers in Kentucky. So when I was little, I thought they were spicy. I thought all red peppers were spicy. But then I learned better. Now they're my favorite.
I'm so excited to be back home with you guys. You're going to Teach Ag Week. It's a big deal for us. We have two very special guests I want to introduce today. Miss Bethany, please give it a hand for Bethany. Very special to Kentucky Agriculture and Kentucky FFA. Mr. Commissioner of Agriculture, Congressman Shea.
Hello, I'm Madison. I'm from John Hardin. I'm the vice president of our chapter, and I just want to thank you all for being here. We're really excited for this. I've never had this opportunity before, and I think y'all are gonna like it.
Hi guys, I'm Lauren. I am a senior in high school and I am our chapter's president. I'm so excited to see all of your faces, and yeah.
Hello friends, how are you all today? Good! Alright, we're here because we heard something. We heard something very special about this school, your school. Any guesses as to what we heard? Yeah. The garden! Yeah, right, on the very first try, that's awesome. How many of you all have been out to your school garden? Whoa, look at all those hands, that's incredible. What is it that you love about your school garden? Getting to grow all kinds of things? Yeah. You get to eat stuff. How many of you all have tried something you have never tried before because of your school garden? Have you tried something brand new? What is it you tried? Peppers. Are all peppers really spicy? No. Did you all grow the spicy ones or the sweet ones? The sweet ones. What did you try that was new? Honey. Do you all have honey here too? No? But sometimes we try new things, right? And that means they're not so scary anymore. How many of you all have tried something that you were like, I don't think I'm gonna like that? Yeah, what did you try? Rice. So sometimes it can be a little bland, but sometimes we can add stuff to it and it changes the whole flavor. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Yeah, so All In for Ag Education Week is about trying new things, about exploring new things, just like you're doing here in your school garden. Doesn't that sound awesome? All right, I have a question for you. If I told you that there was somebody in this room who doesn't just have a school garden, all right, they don't have a school garden, but they do have a farm, and they grow giant pumpkins, all right? Not a big pumpkin. We're talking, look around at your table. All right, look at the people sitting at your table. What if I told you he could grow a pumpkin that everybody in your table could sit inside? That big of a pumpkin. Whoa, that's pretty cool, right? Do you all think you could grow a pumpkin like that here in your school garden? Oh, sometimes we just gotta try new things, don't you think? Well, my good friend Commissioner Shell grows giant pumpkins, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about All In for Ag Week and more information about how he gets those pumpkins to grow. That way you guys have a chance to grow a giant pumpkin right here. Sound good? Yeah. All right, if you're ready, say giant pumpkin. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ms. Mattingly, it's so good to be with you all this morning. I'm so excited that you all are excited about your school garden and all the wonderful things that you all are working on. So on my farm, I grow cattle. Does anybody know what cattle are? They are cows. It's just cattle. You all know this cow. Does anybody know how to move like a cow? What are some other farm animals that we like? Chickens. Anybody know how to cluck like a chicken? Do you know this? Do you know this one? Do you know this one? Na 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 na. Yep, that's a chicken, man. All right, what's another farm animal? You go. No, you go. Sheep. Can we bob? We love farm animals on the farm. We take such good care of them. We love them. Some of them are even pets. You know, we fall in love with them. Some of them act like pets. I also grow on my farm corn. Does anybody like to eat corn? I also grow flowers on my farm as well. Hanging baskets like a pretty flower. And then I do grow pumpkins. Is anybody ready for pumpkin season? You all like to farm pumpkins? Like put a little candle in it, have it shine. I love it too. So, all right. This is anybody know? Give me one thing it takes to grow a plant. Soil. So we need soil. What's another one? Sunlight. We need sunlight. Wind. We need air for sure. Were you thinking water? You were going to say moisture, weren't you? Fertilizer. We need fertilizer. What about you? Water. We need water. Those are some really good things that we need to grow plants on the farm. My favorite thing that I get to grow are giant pumpkins on my farm. I love growing the giant pumpkins. Does anybody have any idea how big the biggest pumpkin at the state fair was this year? Does anybody have a guess? How many pounds? 500 pounds, that's a good guess, but that is not big enough. No, not 100 pounds, not big enough. Not big enough, we gotta get bigger. 1,000, not big enough. No, too big. 30,000 is too big. 15,000 is too big. 10,000 is too big. 9,000 is too big. 7,000 is too big. It was 1,600 pounds. So big. So big. It was almost as big as this table. So big. So big. So that's how big some of these giant pumpkins get. So if you ever get a chance to go to the state fair, you should go and see these giant pumpkins. Now, I like growing giant pumpkins, but I'm not very good at it. My biggest pumpkin I ever grew was 400 pounds. So that was about 6 or 7 of you all together. 400 pounds. Those are big. So my other thing that I love doing is being Commissioner of Agriculture. So what I get to do every day is I get to wake up and work on behalf of our farmers in the state of Kentucky to help market their products, to help keep the consumer safe, and to really connect our farmers with other community members. So our local governments, our state, our federal governments. I get to go to Washington, D.C. sometimes, which is pretty cool. I get to go to our state capitol and work with all of them. It's some really cool stuff. But my favorite thing that I get to do is what we started in Fall and Craft Week, working with our elementary schools, our middle schools, and our high schools across the state of Kentucky to try and educate you all on where your food comes from. Does anybody in here know where chocolate milk comes from? How many of us think that it comes from brown cows? That's not right. We don't get chocolate milk from brown cows. All cows give us white milk. And then we add the chocolate to it. So that's pretty cool. Who likes chocolate milk? Oh, yeah. I love chocolate milk myself. So what we want to do is we want to educate you all on your food comes from. The most exciting thing that we find out is whenever you all grow your own food. We have heard that you've grown your own food. Has anybody got to eat anything out of your garden? Is that so cool? Does anybody grow a garden at home? Isn't that cool? It's so good. Do you like being able to see that little bitty seed grow up, put that through, and then you get to eat it, and you like to be able to eat stuff that you've grown? Isn't that fun? So farmers do that every single day. In the state of Kentucky, our farmers get to grow stuff all over the state. We get to grow corn and soybeans, we get to grow wheat, we get to grow watermelons and pumpkins and cabbage and cucumbers and zucchini. All of those types of things we get to grow. We get to grow livestock with our cattle and our poultry, which are chickens, and our pork, which are pigs. Anybody know how a pig sounds? Very good. I might just start calling you all little piglets instead of bull pups. What do you think? Well, listen, I thank you all so much. I cannot wait to go on this tour of your school and see all the amazing work that you've done. I appreciate your teachers and your principals so much for being all in for ag. Thank you all so much for being all in for ag this week. And we're very excited to be able to be with you all. Thank you so much.
So upkeeping the garden from start to finish. And I know that some of you do also live in apartments, which makes it difficult to do the farming. And so that's why we are hoping to also transition and add to our program with hopefully hydroponics. We've met with Mr. Hall and we're hoping to be a part of the feeder pattern of expanding our agricultural program. So we are looking for additional opportunities for each and every one of our students. And I just want to say thank you all for your hard work, from the planting of the flowers and the pots out front, to the weeding of the gardens, to the mulching. I know it's taken a lot of work, but it's been well worth it. Ms. Morgan, would you like to? No? Okay. All right. So we are going to continue with our tour of the garden. We've got this.
So we actually brought something with us because you guys are so awesome. We brought you a gift. You want to know what it is? Yeah! Well, here's the thing. You can put it up in your garden. You can put it up in your school library. You can put it up here in the cafeteria. You can put it up in the front office. Wherever it is that you think it would be best. But it's to remember this week and to think about all of those farmers who are doing incredible things for Kentucky. And they're growing all of our food, all of our fiber, and all of our fuel. So, Mr. Shelton, help me out. All right, we're giving you this entire map of Kentucky, and it tells you all the commodities that are grown across the whole state, including here in Warren County. All right, now, to make it even more special, Mr. Shell is going to sign it for you with his signature. Isn't that cool?
Commissioner Shell for visiting us today. So something from the bullpups to you, so you can take us with you. All right, I need one last favor from all of my favorite students, all right? I need you guys to say something for our special guest, Miss Lori White. She is the lady that gave us our grant, so let's give her a hand. All right. So I need you guys to say real loud, Happy Farm to School Month. Let's practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we are going to continue our tour right now. So thank you, teachers, for allowing us with your children this morning. Thank you. I'm sorry, I apologize. One last thing. Mr. Hall and the agriculture class from John Hardin High School has something that they would like to present to our ambassadors up here, Aubrey and Jaden. You want to come up here? Mr. Hall, I believe these are books that the ag class bought for New Highlands Library so that you guys can have new books in our library regarding agriculture. So we need to thank these lovely FFA members. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hall. All right, so now we are going to continue our tour. So thank you, teachers, for loaning us your children this morning.
I had an old English blue banty rooster that was about this color. Two of them have
Yeah, show the commissioner what you've got growing, okay? Show Commissioner Shell what you have growing in your garden.
Look how pretty.
Don't forget to label what you're going to plant there.
You want to go for a ride with me? And then go inside all the children. We probably can't do that.
Yeah.
You're not going to put it on. Okay. Josie, can you share the picture with me that you took? It's going to be about 38. So we're just going to do that one section for that? Okay. All right. Then what are we going to do in the next section?
Can I separate them?
Yes, you can separate them. Absolutely.
Can I put them in different flower beds?
Yes. Just make sure you know which ones.
I'm going to do that with like, I'm estimating about like 38. For my strawberries, I'm going to put it by the shed and it should be about 3 feet. Here's the peas.
Peas. You got all the cool weathers.
Do we have more radish?
Yeah, more radishes. Oh, carrots, that's going to be so cool.
And then we have the pollinators.
With
Sunflowers and mums.
Flowers and mums, yep.
Here is growing seed right now. It's over there by the chicks.
Yep, I see
In
that.
our herb garden, we have sage, rosemary, thyme, oregano, and basil.
What's growing over here?
Pumpkins and watermelon.
Pumpkins and watermelon? What's your favorite thing to grow? Watermelons?
Or peaches.
Peaches? What's your favorite thing grown out here today?
I would say my favorite item growing out here right now are the pumpkins, just because it's coming upon the fall season and just seeing them grow and thrive. I do like to see the radishes because they grow quickly and the kids can have almost instant gratification seeing their seeds to harvest.
Our pumpkins are the most popular thing out there. All the students love the pumpkins. So we've already harvested 3 of the pumpkins, and then later today, this afternoon, there's another class. They're going to come out and harvest the other orange pumpkin that we have is ready to go. So
Is it a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin or a pie pumpkin?
I'm not sure. I think Mr. Whitney gave I think he called them pie pumpkins. I think so.
Okay.
And so the children are going to take them in their classroom, and there's a whole story about Pumpkin Jack, and the teachers love to read it to them, and it shows them the life cycle of a pumpkin. So basically, they're going to take this pumpkin in, and then it's going to be in the room for a little while, and then it'll die down, and then next spring we'll be replanting it back out here in the garden.
Alrighty then. What's your favorite thing y'all are growing out here today?
I think all this stuff is my favorite because it's not really about what we grow, it's watching the kids be excited about what we grow.
That's a good answer.
We are at the school garden, and one of my favorite crops is, of course, pumpkins, because it means it's Halloween season, fall coming up, so the kids are super excited. Okay?
Whenever you're ready. What's your favorite thing in the garden? The flowers?
The snap peas.
The snap peas? Strawberries.
I think my favorite thing that they're growing, I'm excited to see what the peas do over the trestle there. I think that's going to be exciting. And I think that they're going to love it whenever they start hanging down, they're walking through.
That's fair.
They're over by the
I'd say the peas.